In this video, we'll look at tentative language. First of all, these slides can be downloaded as a PDF with additional examples for you to refer to. So first of all, what is tentative language? Well, it's actually also called hedging or cautious language. This is because we use tentative language to soften our claims, therefore being more cautious, and to avoid overgeneralizing. So there are different ways that we can be tentative in our writing. We can use introductory verbs, we can use modal verbs, adverbs and adjectives, we can use nouns, and then there's also some other phrases that we can use. Let's look at these in turn, and we'll start with introductory verbs. Now these include verbs such as tend to, appear to, seem to, indicate, suggest, and believe. In the sample sentence here, we can see evidence suggests that smoking may cause some mental health problems and that the tobacco withdrawal cycle partly contributes to worse mental health. We can also use the modal verbs may, might, can, and could to soften our statements. And in this sample sentence, they've actually used two modal verbs. By stopping smoking, a person's mental health may improve, and the size of this improvement might be equal to taking antidepressants. To be tentative, we can also use adverbs and adjectives, and you'll see that some of these come from the same word family. So we have probably and probable, we have possibly and possible, and then, as you can see on the slide, there are some other examples of adjectives and adverbs that you can use to soften your statements. Let's look at the sample sentences. Findings were not significant for the type 1 diabetes group, possibly due to the smaller sample size. So here we're trying to look for a reason. We're not 100% sure, therefore we use the word possibly. The second sentence, people with mood disorders are most likely to die from smoking-related diseases, and that might be in comparison to other groups. Some of these adverbs and adjectives also exist as nouns, so we can say probability and possibility. Tendency we saw earlier used as a verb. And then on the right-hand side, we have these other phrases or examples of those, such as often, generally, in general, approximately, and about. And then if we just look at those two sample sentences, so there's evidence to support the possibility that secondhand smoking increases the risk of cancer. In the United Kingdom, smoking prevalence has decreased from 46% during the 1970s to about 15% in recent years. So it's not exactly 15%, but it's thereabouts. So these are the references for my sources, and then just to sum up, so what these words and phrases all have in common is that they soften our argument so that our claims are not too strong and so that we avoid overgeneralizing.